wrestled exegetically with this text, God began to just speak a simple word to me. He said, "Tell my people to sit down somewhere." Now, you might not be familiar with these words, but Brother John, being raised in the South, is all too familiar with these words. Well, when I was little, I remember going to a babysitter. The babysitter's name was Miss Tyson. Now, Miss Tyson was the sweetest lady that you would know. She was super sweet. But there was a shift. There was a shift in Miss Tyson's spirit between the hours of 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock every day. You might ask, well, why was there a shift in her spirit? Miss Tyson had to watch her stories. Now, some of you guys might not know what stories are. Well, stories are daytime soap operas. Stories are daytime soap operas. And she watched them every day. Every day she would watch them. Guiding light. All of my children. As the world turns, you name it, she watched it. She had to watch her stories. Well, one day, my hyperactive little brother forgot what time it was. During the last 10 minutes of one of Miss Tyson's stories, he began to get a little restless. And somehow he found himself between Miss Tyson and her television. He found himself in between Miss Tyson and her television. Now, anyone who watches stories knows during the last 10 to 15 minutes of the story, that's serious. The plot thickens. Things start to happen in that last 10 to 15 minutes. Fully realizing this, Miss Tyson said, "Jason Keith Vaughn, you know you're in trouble when your parents or any older person says your full name." She says, "Jason Keith Vaughn, sit down somewhere." My brother looked like a deer in the headlights. He immediately went and sat on a nearby couch. And as I began to think about this story, and I chuckled a little bit, but God began to say to me, your generation is living in a very pivotal moment in my story. They cannot miss the urgency of this moment. God said to me, I want you to provide some guiding light to all of my children. There are some folks in here today who are young and restless. I came to tell you today that God is with you all the days of your life, and that He is with you as your world turns, however chaotic that may be. But first, you have to recognize that you have to sit down somewhere. And look at somebody and say, sit down somewhere.